welcome to 𝗥𝗵𝗲 show. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you who tune in week and week out to listen, learn, and grow. And Rhea and I, we always want to employ knowledge to you so that you grow and you succeed in life and in business. And today, my amazing co-host, Rhea, is taking over the conversation. So before she comes on, I just want to come on, introduce myself. 𝗥𝗵𝗲, welcome.
My name is Rhea, Ages of Humanity from the book of Robert Kiyosaki, Increase Our Financial IQ. The 4 ages of humanity are the hunter or the hunter-gatherer age, the agrarian age, the industrial age, and the information age. And today I will be discussing each of these ages. So, the 4 economic ages of the humanity. Let's begin with the hunter-gatherer age. So during this period, nature provided the wealth during the hunter-gatherer. Second lesson, tribes followed the herds or when they search for food. Third, if one knows how to hunt and gather, one would survive. If one does not, then he or she dies during the hunter-gatherer age. The tribe was the social security. Economically, everyone was even. The chief did not have a higher standard of living than the rest of the tribe. He may have eaten first and had more wives, but basically the chief was just like the same as the others. Fire was fire and cave was cave. In terms of money, there was only one class of people. And in this hunter-gatherer age, everyone was poor. Now, then we go into the agrarian age. From a hunter-gatherer, we are now into agrarian. Once humans learn how to plant the seeds and domesticate the animals, then land became the wealth. In the hunter-gatherer, it was nature. Now here, in the agrarian, land became the wealth. Kings and queens owned the land, whereas everyone else worked on the land and paid a tax to the royals. That is why the real estate is strictly translated and means royal estate. Real estate means royal estate, and this is from the agrarian age, when the kings and the queens ruled the land. Now, with the advent of domesticated animals, the royals, the kings and the queens, rode on horses. The peasants, the ordinary people, they walked. And that is why the word peasant is a derivative of many words, broadly meaning peasant means on the land and on foot. Peasants owned nothing. Now, socio-economically, there were 2 groups, the rich and the peasants. In the hunter-gatherer age, there was only one group, and everybody was poor. Now here, in the agrarian, the rich and the peasants, these are the 2 groups. Now we welcome the Industrial Age. In 1492, Christopher Columbus and the other explorers went in search of trade routes, of land, of resources. Okay? Now, to Robert, that's when the Industrial Age really began. This was in 1492 to him. In the Industrial Age, resources such as oil, copper, tin, rubber were the wealth. They were the wealth. So in the beginner, the Hunter Age, it was nature. And then in the Agricultural Age, it was land. And now the wealth was oil, copper, tin, and rubber in the Industrial Age. The wealth was changing. Now, during this era of the Industrial Age, the value of the real estate changed. In the Agrarian Age, the land had to be fertile and able to grow crops. And you need to have the ability to raise animals. This is during the Agrarian. Now, in the Industrial Age, non-agricultural land became more valuable. For example, Henry Ford built his auto plant in Detroit because he could buy large tracts of rocky, unfertile, non-agricultural land for a great price, meaning for cheap price. Today, the industrial use land has a higher value than agricultural land. And that is still true today. If you go to provinces and you have agricultural land used for crops, rice fields, their land, the value of their land is way less compared to the value of having a building, of auto plants, of having, you know, this big gigantic building in a small parcel in the city. And that is very true up to today. And that's the industrial use of the land, having higher value than the agricultural land. Now, socioeconomically, the industrial age, there's a new class that emerged. And this is called the middle class. Now, there were three groups of people in the industrial age. And these three groups of people are the rich, the middle class, and the poor. So before the hunter, there was only one. Everybody was poor. The agrarian age, there was two classes. The rich, which is your kings and the queens, and you have your peasants, which are the poor people. And now with the industrial age, there's three sets of people: the rich, the poor, and the new class that emerged, the middle class. Now we welcome the information age. This is our age now, the information age. This age officially started with the invention of digital computers. So this was in the early 1990s and 2000, Y2K. In the information age, information leveraged by technology is wealth. Information leveraged by technology is now wealth. It's no longer the land. It's no longer nature, but it's no longer oils, your crops. It's no longer the tin, the rubber, but it is information and technology is now the wealth. in the information age. So in other words, the price of getting rich has gone down. The price of getting rich has gone down. Anybody can be wealthy, especially if that person has information leveraged by technology. For the first time in history, wealth is available, affordable, and abundant for everyone. You don't have to be a king. You don't have to be a queen. It is available, affordable, and abundant for everyone, regardless of where he or she lives. And this is our time right now, the information age. Socioeconomically, there are now 4 groups of people. Interesting. There was 1 in the hunter, 2 in the agrarian, 3 in the industrial, 1 in the hunter-gatherer, 2 in the agrarian, 3 in the industrial, and 4 groups in the information. And this is the groups. We still have the poor, we still have the middle class, we still have the rich, and now we have the super rich. Super rich, and anybody can be super rich when you have information leveraged by technology. Bill Gates, he developed Microsoft software. Jeff Bezos, he developed Amazon. Elon Musk, he developed Tesla and PayPal. These are examples of the information age super rich people. For example, you probably are also familiar with Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg. So Mark developed this just like Amazon, right? Mark, he is a college dropout. And this was, Facebook was invented in his dorm. Amazon, and I think Elon Musk, this was in the garage. They didn't have to have big buildings to develop Amazon or to develop Facebook. They had information leveraged by our computers. Now, those are the 4 ages of humanity. So for more of Rhea and Alka's show, let me know in the comment section what you've learned in this 4 age of humanity. So stay tuned.
Right. You know what? A lot of people, you know, that was good, because when you talked about the 3 classes of people, the rich, the middle class, and the poor, is living in mediocrity is where most of us are being taught to live in mediocrity, to not to want to expand or to do more and to have more, but to stay exactly, you know, where we are. And I think that's a danger point. That's dangerous when you just want to just stay there.
That is correct, because if we're not growing, we are actually dying. If we're not being uncomfortable, we're not growing. And there's so much abundant on this earth, right? We are in the information age. We're not in the hunter-gatherer. We're not in the industrial. We're not in the agrarian. Everybody, anybody can be super rich.
Exactly. Do we want to? But the question comes down to, do we want to be rich? And I think that is so good, guys. And so, you know, I hope you got a ton of nuggets, what Rhea has shared. And when you talk about the rich or about the wealth and everyone that Rhea mentioned, for Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, exactly, they have built the wealth. So do we want to have that? Because, you know, we can, but what's our perception of wealth? What's our perception of richness? So guys, you know, I hope that you took a ton of notes from what's been shared today. And we always want to see you succeed. So thank you to each and every one of you who come back week in and week out to listen, learn, and grow. So we're here for you. Make the day, the rest of the day, guys, implement on what we teach.